I think we can all agree that we are living in pretty chaotic times right now. And it is so important to be able to master the chaos so that we can survive and do well in this month of December and also in 2021. And in this video, I'm going to give you a 3-step process that is relevant right now in this moment to truly master the chaos. You are divine. Beautiful children of the stars, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for those who have donated, sent me messages. I'm a little behind in getting back to you, those who are waiting for an email, because as you can see, I'm in a different setting. I am right now in quarantine. Yes, because I've done a lot of traveling this year, and when you fly into Canada, where I live, we have to isolate for 14 days, no matter where you're from, no matter what's going on. So I'm here in this beautiful suite. Yes, the Blue Heron suite. You can see the Blue Heron right there. And I'm actually having quite a good time. I'm meditating, and I have turned a negative situation into a positive situation for me. So I have mastered the chaos. And I'm going to give you a few examples, what I've done, how I have mastered the chaos in my own life. But before we get started, smash that like button. All right, why don't you subscribe to be part of this beautiful Starseed community? This is all positive stuff that's happening here. And on this channel, we are together managing, we are moving forward, we are moving into our ascension process. We are all together living our highest timeline, no matter what happens around us, no matter what. Okay, that's what this YouTube channel is all about. All right, so number 1, the first point of how to master the chaos that's happening right now. The first thing is the following. You have to know who you are and stand in your sovereign power. That's the base of everything. I've been trying to talk about this and teaching you this and really giving examples in the last few videos, because this is what I come back to every time. There is chaos, there's stuff happening. The first thing that you do is like, whoop, come back to center. Who am I? What am I? How am I standing on this earth right now while everything is chaotically happening around us? Who am I? So I can give you that answer. I can give you the answer. You are a divine, sovereign, powerful starseed creator being, standing here on this earth, having come down from higher densities. We've done this before, the ascension process, the chaos. No matter where you're from, you have a little bit of experience in living in chaos in the ascension process. Most of you who are watching come from higher dimensions, so you've gone through this type of thing before, right? So you are a high vibrational starseed, and you are starting to open up, get those memories, get those light codes, remember who you are. This is truly happening. We are starting to remember more of who we are. We're starting to remember our past lives. We are spiritual seekers, and every day we are opening more and more to spirit. We are aware of our infinite beingness. You are this amazing infinite soul with different strands of time and space realities and incarnations, and you are in the center. You are that soul in the center. I imagine it a little bit like, imagine like a strobe light. You know those strobe lights in the discos, in the discotheque, where it's a light in the middle going vroom, 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 and you have these like tentacle like light threads vroom, 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 coming off the center. You are the center, and those light threads are connections, incarnations, different lives, different experiences, but you are this beautiful bright soul in the center, right here, right where your heart is, where your soul is. That's who you are. You've done this before. You're a powerful creator being. You can do this. I'm getting so excited. I'm talking so fast because it's really true. It's really true. And I want you to remember that you have to stand in your sovereign power. being unaffected, knowing that you at the center of your being, you, powerful soul, cannot be compromised. You cannot really die, right? The soul is eternal. You cannot be thrown off your path. You cannot be attacked, seduced, anything if you stand in your sovereign power. So you have to first remember that before you look around at what's happening. Step number one, very, very easy, all right? Okay. Step number two, be aware of what's happening out there in the world, all right? I know that where the attention goes, we manifest more of it into our life. I know that we look at things and they expand, but. It's important to look at the situation, what's happening, because right now it's not pretty what's happening. We know the situation that we are in, and we can't completely ignore it and pretend it's not there either. All right, so we have to just kind of know where we stand. Where am I? I'm living this life. I'm living in Canada. I've been traveling. Right now, I see the negative agenda that is coming from the global system, which is oppressing humanity, which has a few negative souls at its base controlling everything. We know this. The regressives, some call it the draconians, the negative souls, the negative soul groups, the CABAL, the bottomless state. We know that there is a little bit of just a little bit of censorship here on YouTube, so we can't speak so openly about all these things, but we know that that is the situation. We are becoming aware of it. Us starseeds, for example, me, starseed, I'm shining my light. I am in the ascension process. The collective is starting to awaken, and the negatives want to put a lid on it. It's like, no, no, we're getting out of control. And this is showing you that there is something happening, that the world is changing. The ascension process is happening. We are awakening. We are starting to, it's like a boiling pot and the steam is popping off the lid. And the negatives, they're like, no, stay down, be contained, or else we cannot boil you and eat you. Okay, so basically, this is what is happening globally. We are getting out of control. And the system, which has contained all of humanity very nicely, very tidily, so that the ones who are controlling can siphon off our energy and use us as a collective however they want. We becoming more aware, wanting our freedom, wanting to truly live life how we are meant to live life. That is not in eternal debt, meaningless 9 to 5, with certain people of the population, our children, disappearing, with all that has happened in the last 10,000 years, including human trafficking, slavery, mindless oppression of keeping us in a mindless state that we're just gonna do what they want. So again, they can use us for their purposes. The population is getting very large. That seems to be getting out of control for them as well. So I see it as a boiling pot. And now that the lid is flying off, we're really starting to escape. It's the steam starting to go up. And they don't want this, all right? Call it conspiracy theory or not, but what we're looking at is this. And this is manifesting in front of our eyes out there. We have to be aware of what's going on. And what is happening right now is there are several tactics that are happening to keep us from escaping, to keep us from ascending, because the more light we bring into Mother Earth Gaia, into society, the higher we raise in our vibration, the less these few negatively oriented souls who want to control us can stay, right? They don't have as much power when there is more light, and we are escaping them. The ascension process is happening. So they have been using these tactics for a long time, and right now what they are doing, once more creating fear, creating a problem. For example, the pandemic, right? Pandemic, exorbitant it, using their systems of government, organizations, World Health Organizations, industry, media, using these systems to create more fear and more pressure, so that we start going, okay, that, you know, that's putting the lid on a little bit. And what do they want to do? Why do they want to do that? First of all, to reduce the population a little bit, right? Obviously. Then, of course, to create fear and a mass spell so they can move into point 2 of their agenda, which is, you know, this one, giving the little shots to everyone, putting stuff in there that is not good for us, putting stuff in there that is disempowering to our soul, putting stuff in there that will make us feel less, that will make our souls not want to be in our bodies. We know this, that eventually everybody will be subdued to the point of inserting chips, AI, and then in the end we will be the Borg. We will be the Borg, which are very easily controlled by the switch of a button. That is basically the negative agenda in a very simple manner explained, all right? So we got to be aware of it. We can't stick our heads in the sand. Okay, being aware of this, what I've been seeing, and this is one of the examples that I want to give you. For me, I've been able to navigate this very well, but there came a point a couple of weeks ago when I was in Germany, where one day I was like, wow, I really hit a wall. I was looking at the people walking around with their masks and people kind of evading each other on the street, avoiding each other, walking past each other. And I thought, wow, what have we come to? What have they done to my beautiful humanity, to my beautiful Earth Mother Gaia? What have they done? And I was really upset and I was mad. And that night I was like, wow. And I had the different news channels I had been watching, I had been watching. And there came a point where I was really upset. I was like, wow. So, you know, the thing that I fear most, that most of us fear most, is the obligation to get the jab, right? The mandatory, you know what, vaccines, right? That for me is the ultimate agenda that causes fear in our hearts. That for me is the ultimate agenda that is to be avoided, because as long as we're not forced, we still have an easy way out. We can still make a choice. But I was thinking, wow, what if that choice is taken away from us? What if it truly happens? Because this is the negative agenda, what they want to do. It's part of the master plan. Part of the master plan is to have every human being on Earth be inoculated so that they can basically put in that substance whatever they want and go through with their agenda. So I was like, wow, I'm done with this. And I was really upset. And for a couple of hours, I allowed the fear of this to sink into my heart. And I was like, wow. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? What if this happens? You see, even us light workers, we have our moments of fear and doubt because of the second point that I'm talking about right now, being aware of what's going on, looking at the reality, looking at what's happening. And obviously we know there are different truths, there are different viewpoints, there are different time paths. And we know that we always have a choice, but in that moment, that was like the culmination of the whole year came together in that moment. I was like, oh, what am I going to do? What if I'm in Canada and they want to make it mandatory? I can't fly. I can't see my mother again. What am I going to do? What if in the end I can't go shopping? What if I can't get away? What if I have to get this? What if my soul gets separated from my body? What if I become a zombie? I went through that very consciously. We are conscious people. We are conscious. We observe ourselves. And I was observing myself going through this. And I was thinking, wow, I've come to that point of fear. I've come to the point of consciousness and fear and dread, to that point where they want us to come to. And then everything goes downhill from there in many cases. And I was observing myself going through it. And then at some point I said, okay, my beautiful guides, and you know, This is where we know we're not alone. Being consciously aware of it. We're still at point 2. Being consciously aware of what's happening. Our fear of what may happen is a fear of the future because we are not there yet. But right now it's not happening. Right now we are safe, we are good. And we can choose that in the future also to be safe and good, right? So this is where I'm going with this. I called in my team of light. You have a team of light. We all have our spirit guides. We have our angels. So we have a spiritual team at our disposal for moments like this. And I called on all of them. I said, all my team of light, my beautiful Maldekian dragons, this is my new team. Please come in. My Pleiadian Council of 18, please come in. My Galactic Council of 12, please come in. My personal spirit guides, please come in. Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Camiel, guardian angels, masters. Everybody come in. Please come in. Please come in. Help me with this. I'm in a place of fear. I've hit rock bottom. Help me, help me, help me. I need a way out. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to believe this. I don't want to start to believe that I am a victim. Because I know that I'm not, but I was at that point. I was breathing through it, and I was just calling them in and calling them in and calling them in. And this took longer than usual. Normally when I'm in a bad place, I call them in and within a minute, I'm like feeling calm. But this took quite a while. It was late at night. It was about 3 in the morning. I had been breathing through it and going through this for a few hours. And then finally, I was able to fall asleep. Well, not feeling quite calm yet, but feeling a little bit better. I was able to fall asleep. And the next couple of days, I was like in a very kind of neutral place, like a strange place. And this happened 2 days before I had to fly back to Canada. And I was like in a floating, very strange floating kind of place, in the floating place. Now this brings us to point number 3. Point number 3. Because if you remember, 1, remembering who you are as an empowered sovereign starseed being. Number 2, being aware of what's happening. And in this awareness, always remembering who you are and who you have, the teams of light that you have, calling them in if you need to, if it's difficult to look at. And then number 3 is what actually happened to me. In a natural way, this is what happened to me. As I was moving, like I knew that I was going through a process. I was going through this process as I was packing, getting ready to travel, and as I was sitting in the train going towards the airport. With a couple of small hindrances on the way, always calling in my team of light to help me flow through smoothly. And then I was in the airplane, everything was smooth. I was able to lie down. And within that journey, something amazing happened. Something amazing happened. Within that journey, at some point, I realized that no matter what happens, I will be safe. I'm doing the best I can, and I'm surrendering, completely surrendering to the moment, to my life, to my flow. I am surrendering because these outside circumstances, I cannot change them directly now. What's happening is happening. But what I can change is my inner, I would say, attitude, my inner belief system, my inner beingness. That's what I can change. And when I change that, the circumstances will slowly flow to align with my belief. And that's what I realized. And I completely surrendered. I said, okay, I don't care what happens. They can come out with this agenda. They can announce tomorrow that every Canadian will be vaccinated now. And I did not care. I surrendered, and I knew and I believed that I am safe. And I remembered again who I am. I said, oh my God, like I am a truly powerful, awakened, aware, starseed light worker. I'm a blueprinter. I'm a parallel dimension soul. I'm a Pleiadian. I've incarnated in so many star systems. I'm a creator being. I have created planets, galaxies, universes. I have flown with dragons. I have kissed the stars. And as I was in the airplane flying high, every time when I'm in an airplane flying long distances, somehow I can disconnect. And I started flying. My soul started soaring above this fear, above these circumstances. And I said, wow, I am such an expansive, amazing soul. And I'm saying this because I want you to know that you are the same. Every single one of you who's watching is an amazing, powerful creator being soul. And I was flying above it saying, wow, nothing can harm. What's this? You know, these little cabal, these regressives, these pitiful, stupid little things. I'm a star. I'm as bright as a star. My power is as immense as the universe. I'm part of Creator Source, and they're not. They're not even connected to Source. You and me, we all are stars. We're children of the stars. We are connected to God, Creator, Source. And we are part of that. And we have so many light beings at our back. All we have to do is see it, know it, call it in, be it, embody it, and all this. You think these little face diapers are gonna bother me at all? I wear a face diaper, not wear a face diaper, I don't care. If they're gonna give me a jab, this little stupid little flask of little chemicals, whatever they have in there, you think that can affect my soul? And my soul is strong in my body, and I'm just gonna blast anything that they put on me. In the case of, which is not gonna happen, I'm just gonna blast it out of my system with one powerful breath. I have my dragon beings of Maldek there. You think that fire master, do you think that fire master would allow any substance to impurify my body? Were I to go into a lab and they would go like this, I would say, fire master, one breath of fire, one breath of fire, and the whole thing is destroyed and my body remains pure and unaffected. All this came to me as I was flying up there, and I started floating. I could feel all the fear. I could feel everything negative leaving my body, and I was like, yes, yes, yes. And I saw my life from above. I saw myself coming down from these beautiful galactic teams saying, wish me luck, I'm going down there. Stand by me. I know that I'm choosing this and I have you at my back. And I saw myself being born, being brought into this incarnation by my powerful lion being. I mean, I've been brought into this incarnation by a freaking powerful galactic Sirian lion being, right? Bringing me in. I have seen my whole path, how I've been protected, how I've been in the flow and in synchronicity all my life. I'm still here. I'm still here. And I'm happy, I'm awake, I'm safe, I'm good. And I knew that this is not going to change, that nothing that these pitiful regressives try to do can harm me. I knew it, and I was flying above everything. I was flying. And in that moment of surrender, all my power came back. All my guides were there, and I was like, yes. And that's the funny thing. If you surrender to everything, you're just like, okay, right, whatever will happen, that's fine. I'm going to be safe. And the act of surrendering makes you powerful again. And the act of surrendering gives you such inner power that the flow of life around you will not hurt you or touch you at all. So it's a beautiful thing that can happen. So I urge you to look at every single fear, every single thing that's going on. Remember who you are. Remember who you have at your back. Surrender to it, and then you will get an influx of power and flow and assurance. you will shine as you're surrendering. Your soul will start to shine and expand and permeate your body, and then the circumstances around you will change and will flow into your life to your favor, and you will be safe. So now I'm not worried anymore. They can do whatever agenda they want. It's not going to touch me. It's not going to hurt me. It's not going to affect me. I am open to how this is happening, right? You can't be rigid and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. You've got to be open, asking your guides to be with you, asking for intuition. What choice do I have to make? Where do I have to go? Left, right, yes, no. Where do I have to go? Say yes here, say no there. Of course, you can't just say, okay, whatever. That's not the point. The point is surrendering, regaining your power, and then you're ready. You're ready. By surrendering, I got so much power back that now I feel like the rider of dragons. I feel like a shining, powerful star light warrior, that I am ready. The other day I was out in the field shouting. I was so powerful. I was shouting, I was saying, any negative, any draconian, anyone, the devil himself, I dare you to come within 1 mile of me to see what happens to you, to see how you will be blasted. And I was telling them, you guys better be ready to leave this earth. You better be ready to leave this earth pretty soon. Say your goodbyes, make your plans in minus 4D, 5D, in the negative dimensions, in hell. Get ready. You better start making contracts with those down there, because you won't be here for much longer. And any of you, just dare to come close to me. Just try it and see what happens. I'll be ready and waiting, but you won't even come close to me. Within 1 mile radius, and this is what I saw, within 1 mile radius around me, the dragons are waiting. The dragons of Maldek are waiting. The Pleiadians are there. They're there in their ship, like looking and searching. The Arcturians, my galactic council, with Elrond, the Arcturian, right there. They're there, and I don't even want to know what happens to any negative regressive who tries to come within 1 mile of me in any dimension. You know, they're not going to try it, because they're going to be blasted right back down to hell. Right? And that's how sure I am. That's how powerful I feel. And it's because I did this process over and over again. Knowing who I am, looking at what's happening, being aware, surrendering to the circumstances, and then regaining my power and my light and turning into a light warrior. And that's what you need to do to master the chaos, to become a spiritual master this month, because these agendas will start popping up. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, they haven't even popped up yet, a lot of these agendas. There's going to be more stuff coming up right in your face, but you have to stay strong. Remember who you are. Laugh at it. Fly above it, soar above it, and you always will find a way to be safe, to be protected, to make the best choice in the moment. Because this evil master plan, how is it going to work? It would have worked if every single human on the planet was a little sheep, you know, but they have miscalculated how many powerful awakened starseeds, like truly powerful, truly awakened starseeds, are on this planet. And that kind of stuff doesn't work on us. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work. There's no way. There is absolutely no way. Now, in the next few months, those sleeping, I would say, human beings or starseeds, those people who want something different than we want. I want liberty, freedom, the highest timeline, the freedom of choice. I want to live my best life. I don't want to comply. I don't want to live in fear. I don't care. Like, all this stuff is crap that's happening. But there are people who want a different experience, who want to get the jab, who will comply, who want to wear this, who are absolutely still in the matrix. They don't want to awaken. Everyone has a chance to awaken. They don't want to awaken. So you will see some of these negative agendas playing out, because The law of free will, the universal law of free will and choice is still there. So those who want it will play in it. They will play in it. And what happens to them? I don't know. Hallelujah. Amen. It's up to them, which is, from my viewpoint, sad. From their viewpoint, it's what they want. A lot of people are excited about getting a chip. They're excited about AI. They're excited about becoming like half computer because then their brain will function better, or so they say. There's a lot of people who want different things, but focus on what you think, what you want. Focus on what you want. Sorry, guys. I'm still jet lagged and completely exhausted and tired. That's why I'm like, my mouse doesn't want to work so well, so please excuse me, right? Think about what you want to manifest. You don't have to be, if you see an agenda playing out, you don't have to be part of that. Maybe 80% of the population of where you are wants to play in it. That's why they will receive it, but you don't have to play in that. You will always find a way to liberty and freedom and ascension and a beautiful life and health and happiness. You can, but you have to stand in your power. You have to surrender. You have to let go of all fear. In the next couple of months in 2021, it's not good. You can't just, do whatever. Just watch the news and just kind of go. No. You have to be snappy. You have to meditate. You have to work on your spiritual mastery. No more playing around, my friends. Beautiful starseeds, no more messing around, just, playing in the 3D. No, you can't do it. Snap out of it, snap out of it. I know I say that a lot, but I mean it, snap out of it. I was in it for maybe half a day, a couple of hours in the whole last year. That's the whole year. Everything that's happened this year, I was in a fear state. I was having the matrix go through me. Usually these things go through me in one breath. A fearful thought or something, I'm like, it goes through me in one breath and I'm back again. And this was too long. This was a few hours and it was horrible. It was a horrible experience. But I had to go through that to understand that I can truly empower myself, that I have this beautiful light team at my back. And that experience truly allowed me to be more powerful than ever now. So the worse it gets, the more you can boom, bounce off and fly higher, right? I see it like a really heavy, if it's like a heavy blow from below, what do? Do you go down or do you go boom and fly even higher? We're going to fly even higher. Every heavy blow that we see, everything that's happening there, we just go, right? We take off. We use it as above, so below, as below, so above. The heavier they get, the lighter we get. The deeper they want to entrench us, the deeper, the bigger the swamp gets, the more we fly and spread our light. And I tell you, these agendas, they can't play out for everybody. They may play out for part of the world. We know there are already parts of the world where there's heavy agendas already playing out. We know that there are a lot of people who are suffering, who are deeply, deeply entrenched in these agendas. And it's not a nice thing. And I have suffered with them, but in the end, you have to be responsible, firstly, for yourself, because you count and you are part of the collective. And the higher you go, the more you shine your light, the brighter it gets, and the more you can help others. So you have to master the chaos this next month and next year, because yes, there will be an opportunity for light, for your growth, but there will also be really big opportunities to go down, right? Opportunities to go down, because the negative agenda will show its ugly face. We're still in the middle of it, okay? If you think on, December 21st, the world will ascend. I don't think so. I think there may be a few incidents in December, in January, in February, in March, that will be opportunities for you to be fearful, to buy into negativity, to think, oh my God, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Start now, every day, empowering yourself, remembering who you are, talking to your guides, calling in your galactic team, going out in the fields, looking at the sky, calling in the dragons, calling in your powers. That's what I do. I don't know what the people here on this property, on the Blue Heron Estate, that's the Blue Heron, on the Blue Heron Estate, I don't know what they think when they see me out. I go out in the fields there, within the property, following the proper rules and the regulations of the quarantine. I take sticks and I'm going like this, and I'm wielding my energies. I'm calling in the dragons. I'm working a lot with the dragons. I'm deploying the dragons to the factories where they are doing this. I am deploying the dragons and asking them, put your fire breath upon this industry, upon these little vials, and annihilate all the negative stuff in there. That's the kind of work that I do, guys. You can do it too. You can do it too. When I do this, I see flocks. I see flocks of ravens and crows. I had a flock of ravens. They were passing by that way, and I was wielding the energies, and then this whole flock started turning and came right overhead, and more came, this huge flock of ravens. And then they were overhead like this, and then they flew back in their own path. And I was like, wow, thank you, thank you. Then a beautiful, gigantic bird of prey. I don't know what, it wasn't an eagle. It was a falcon, I'm not sure. A big bird of prey came and sat right there again. The birds, nature, the animals are talking to me. The wind is talking to me. When I go and call in the dragon, suddenly the wind starts blowing. Right? That's power. That's light. And we are starseeds, and we all have these powers. We all have the possibility, the opportunity. We have the responsibility to be unafraid, to hold our light, to become powerful, to go, regressives, reptilians, what do you want? What do you want from me? What do you want? You little worms down there, go creep back into your holes. I'm sorry, right? And if you're saying that's not very spiritual, we are multidimensional beings, 5D, 3D. We are standing in 3D right now with the majority of humanity in 3D suffering physically. So I think we can take a little bit of a stand and voice our opinions, know what's right and wrong in the moment, in every choice that we make in politics. Right? So I stand by everything I have said in the past. Even talking about politics, it's important to know who is on what side, what's going on. There's a real fight between good and evil going on. And yes, people are polarized. And yes, it's good to recognize what polarity who is. And everything I've said, I stand by it. We're not here to people please. We're not here to people please. We know what's going on in the political realm. We know what's happening. All right, I'm going to make more videos about that. So this video is long enough. I hope this has made sense. Again, sorry if I don't have my usual energy and if my words are mumbling a little bit, but I still need to catch some rest after all these time changes and everything. All right, so thank you so much for being here. Thank you for shining your light. Thank you for being strong. Thank you for being part of this community, and thank you for helping out the world that is in chaos right now. And thank you just for having incarnated and being the powerful being that you are right now. Thank you. Thank you. I love you all. Ciao for now.